Hello children, in the last lecture we have introduced an important physiological process that was nutrition. Today we are going to discuss in detail nutrition in plants. Now actually plants are autotrophic in nature. They prepare their own food, hence they are called as producers. They contain a green pigment which is called as a chlorophyll, which can entrap solar energy and which is then converted into chemical energy in the form of food, and the process is called as photosynthesis. So let me introduce photosynthesis. The synthesis of organic compounds like glucose from simple inorganic molecules like carbon dioxide and water by the cells of green plants having chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight is called. If I write an equation of photosynthesis, it is like this. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combines with 12 molecules of water in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, and organic molecules are produced. C6H12O6, which is glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen are released and 6 molecules of water are formed. Now actually photosynthesis process, it can be completed in 2 steps. So there are 2 steps. First step is called as a light reaction. In light reaction, ATP, NADPH2 and O2 are produced, and in the dark reaction, CO2 and water are converted into glucose. So ultimately, the glucose, that is food, is formed. Now, let me talk something about the requirements of photosynthesis. The major requirements are, first important requirement is sunlight. For plants, sun is the basic source of radiant energy. Plants utilize the light in the visible region of solar spectra, that is electromagnetic spectrum, visible region, which comes under the range of 390 nanometers to 780 nanometers. This is the range. Visible region consists of white light, which is a mixture of 7 lights of different wavelengths. That is visible region. It consists of a combination of 7 lights which together constitute white light with pure. And this violet is at 390 nanometers and red color is at 780 nanometers. So this is the range for visible region. Maximum photosynthesis occurs in red region, and minimum photosynthesis occurs in green region, because green color will be reflected, green light will be reflected back by the green color. The second important requirement for photosynthesis is chlorophyll. These are the green pigments present in chloroplasts. They are found in green leaves in a maximum amount as well as other green aerial parts of plants. So this is actually a green pigment. There are 6 different types of chlorophyll. They are chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E, and also bacteriochlorophyll. Among them, chlorophyll A and B, these are the most common types of chlorophyll found in major category of plants. Besides chlorophyll, certain other pigments are also present in plants, and these pigments are carotenes. These carotenes are orange in color. and common example is carrot. Plants can also consist of xanthophylls. Xanthophylls are orange-yellow in color, and common example is they are present in maize. Third type of pigment except chlorophyll is phycobilins. They are of different colors like red, violet, etc. and they are present in brown or blue-green algae. Now, what are the important raw materials for photosynthesis? Raw materials for photosynthesis. The first important raw material is carbon dioxide. Terrestrial plants obtain carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through the small openings present on leaves, which are called as stomata. Stomata are the small pores present on the surface of leaves. They help in the exchange of gases and water. Exchange of gases as well as water. Stomatal opening is guarded by the presence of guard cells which are kidney shaped. Aquatic plants obtain carbon dioxide dissolved in water through their general body surface, so they perform more photosynthesis than terrestrial plants. So this is like stomata. I'll show you this by diagram. Stomata is guarded by guard cell. These are kidney shaped. These guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells like this. These are the subsidiary cells, and this portion is this is the stomata part. This is a minor pore which is called as stomata, and this is the guard cell. Now the inner wall of the guard cell is thick and the outer wall is thin. So this is the thick wall and the outer wall is thin. Now next requirement for photosynthesis is water, that is H2O. Plants absorb water from the soil by the process of osmosis through soil with the help of a vascular tissue that is called as a xylem. Plants utilize carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. The intensity of light at which amount of carbon dioxide used during photosynthesis becomes equal to the amount of CO2 released during respiration by plants, and that is called as a compensation point. So here we are going to define compensation point. Compensation point is amount of CO2 used, amount of CO2 used upon amount of CO2 released during respiration. So compensation point occurs at low light intensity, that is during morning and during evening hours. So when amount of carbon dioxide used is equal to the amount of carbon dioxide released, that is called as a compensation point, and it occurs at very low light intensity. Now next is site of photosynthesis. Site of photosynthesis. Site of photosynthesis is different in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In case of prokaryotes, photosynthesis occurs in lamellar chromatophores, but in case of eukaryotes, photosynthesis occurs in chloroplast, and there is an exception for this. An exception is fungi, because it lacks chlorophyll, so no photosynthesis occurs here. No photosynthesis occurs. Now, in higher plants, chloroplast is the main site of photosynthesis. It is also called as a green plastid. Chloroplast is also called as a green plastid. Plastid was first observed by Haeckel. Plastids are of three different types on the basis of pigments present in them. Or we can say there are three different kinds of plastid. First type of plastid is leucoplast, which is white in color. Second type of plastid is chloroplast, which is green in color. And the third type of plastid is chromoplast. Now, actually chloroplast consists of a green pigment that is called as chlorophyll, and this is the only site for photosynthesis. Leucoplast plastid is white in color and it is of three types again on the basis of pigments, and leucoplast help in the storage of food. It is again of three kinds, that is aleuroplast, elaioplast, and the third is amyloplast. Aleuroplast store proteins, elaioplast stores oil, and amyloplast stores starch. On the other hand, chloroplast is green in color. It consists of green pigment chlorophyll and it is present in all the green parts of the plant. Chromoplast is a colored plastid other than green. This is a colored plastid other than green color, and it is present in fruits and flowers, or we can say it imparts color to fruits and flowers. Chloroplast was actually discovered by Schimfer. Number of chloroplast is variable in different species. In lower plants like algae,
they are 1 or 2 in number. In higher plants, their number varies from 40 to 100 per specific cell or more. Chloroplast also has variable shapes, for example, cup shape, ribbon shape, etc. But in algae, it is discoidal. And in higher plants also, it is disc shaped. It looks somewhat like this.
It is again a double membranous structure which consists of these, a bunch of thylakoids that is called as grana. These are interconnected with stroma lamella, which are also called as Fred's channel. It also consists of starch granules. So this is the outer wall. This is the inner wall. This is single granum. This interconnection is called as stroma lamella. And these are called as starch granules. Starch globule, we can say. So this is how the chloroplast looks, and it consists of a liquid substance that is called as matrix, or that is called as a stroma. Now, a typical structure of chloroplast is a double membranous structure having two parts, grana and stroma. Grana is a lamellar system which consists of stacks of granum lamella, each bounded by membranous box which is called as thylakoid. Suppose this is a granum, so each single box, that is called as a thylakoid. Now they are, actually thylakoids are 40 to 60 per cell. Number of thylakoids per grana is 50 or more. Chlorophyll molecules are found inside the thylakoid membrane where they trap solar energy in the form of small energy packets called as photons or quanta. Photons, or they can also be called as quanta. Now stroma is a non-pigmented proteinaceous matrix in which grana remains embedded. It contains enzymes for dark reaction. Now mechanism of photosynthesis. It consists of first the light reaction, Light reaction is also called as a photochemical process. It was discovered by Robert Hill, and therefore it is also called as a Hill's reaction. Now, light reaction can be categorized into 3 steps. There are 3 main steps for light reaction, and these main steps are: step 1, it is called as a photoexcitation. Photoexcitation of a chlorophyll molecule. During this process, chlorophyll molecule receives sunlight in the form of small energy bundles called as photons and become excited to higher energy level. Chlorophyll molecule, suppose this is a chlorophyll molecule, CHL signifies chlorophyll molecule. This chlorophyll molecules, on receiving a packet of energy, that is photon, it will excited to higher energy level. This is an electron shown. So this chlorophyll molecules now has been excited to higher energy level, plus 1 electron is released. So this is the photoexcitation, which is the first step of light reaction. Second step is called as photolysis of water. Photolysis of water, it is also called as photooxidation of water, and this takes place in the presence of manganese and chloride ions. In this, actually a water molecule dissociates into hydrogen ions with the release of oxygen, and electrons are also released. Now this oxygen is liberated as a byproduct, and hydrogen ions are used for reduction of NADP. Suppose this is NADP molecule. This will be reduced with the help of hydrogen ions, and it will become NADPH2 molecule. Now the third step for light reaction is called as photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation. In this step, during this process, ATP, that is chemical form of energy, is produced. That is production of ATP. It takes place in quantasomes. Inorganic phosphate is required to convert ADP to ATP. Suppose this is ADP molecule. This will combine with inorganic phosphate and it will become ATP. It will become ATP, that is chemical form of energy. Now, actually the site for light reaction is grana of chloroplast. So light reaction, the site for this is, it occurs in the grana portion of the chloroplast. Now we'll switch on to the dark reaction. Dark reaction is also called as thermochemical reaction. It was discovered by Melvin Kelvin and Benson. Therefore, it is also called as Kelvin cycle. Site is, dark reaction always occurs in the stroma region of chloroplast. Raw materials which are required for the dark reaction are carbon dioxide, NADPH2, which was produced in light reaction, as well as ATP and some of the enzymes. Now dark reaction, as light reaction, it also consists of 3 main steps, and those 3 main steps of dark reaction are: first step is called as carboxylation. In this step, carbon dioxide is captured by CO2 acceptors. And what are these CO2 acceptors? In case of C3 plants, the CO2 acceptor is RUBP. And in case of C4 plants, the CO2 acceptor is PEP. RUBP is ribulose bisphosphate and PEP is phosphoenol pyruvate. Now, the enzymes also work in this when it is a case of C3 plants and carbon dioxide is getting accepted by RUBP. The enzyme which is working is called as Rubisco. And in case of C4 plants, when carbon dioxide is accepted, the enzyme which is working is called as PEPCO. Now, second step of dark reaction is called as synthesis. In this synthesis, as the name suggests, the carbon dioxide is assimilated into glucose. Carbon dioxide, it gets assimilated into glucose. Ultimately, glucose is formed in the second step of the dark reaction. Now, third and the last step of dark reaction is regeneration of RUBP. Regeneration of RUBP, that is ribulose bisphosphate. Once it is utilized, it is regenerated. I'm sorry children, this regeneration is spelling. I just correct it. Regeneration of RUBP, that is ribulose bisphosphate, it is regenerated again. Now, this was all about the light and dark reaction. Now, in the next lecture, we'll see about the factors affecting photosynthesis, significance, and some of the activities related to photosynthesis. Thank you, children.